Okay, stay with me for a second. You're a high school girl. You have the coolest boyfriend ever, and 2 loving parents to boot. And, well, everyone at school, crazy about your boyfriend. Really weird actually how into your boyfriend everybody seems. But you decide you don't love him anymore and decide to break it off. Luckily, your friend is having a rager later, so you know you might meet someone. And meet someone you do. Across the room, you lock eyes with none other than him. Hello everyone and welcome back to Cage Watch. My name is Lex and today we are reviewing Valley Girl. This film follows Julie and her best friends, Lauren, Stacy, and Susie, and along with Nick's character Randy and his best friend Fred. Let me paint you a picture, set the scene a little bit. Follows Julie and her friends buying absolutely fucking everything and racking up $20, $40, $100, and they're just like, put it on the card and like throw the card at the cashier. Lame, but I guess they thought they were cool or whatever. And you know what? Shopping will make you hungry. So they hit up the food court and they're gossiping. They're talking about the boys at school, they're talking about their lives, and Julie brings up her boyfriend and she's like, I think I'm totally tired of Tommy. And they're like, you're TTT? What the fuck? How could you be tired of that guy? He looks like a white man. And she's like, but he doesn't like talk to me or like look at me or like be with me. He just like does nothing with me. So I'm gonna break up with him. And they're like, you're absolutely crazy. How could you break up with them when he got subs like that? And she's like, abs are not the basis of a relationship, actually. So yes, I'm breaking up with Tommy. And she stands her ground. They get off that escalator and none other than Tommy is waiting for them at the bottom. Tommy is like yelling up from the bottom and he's like, I'm gonna call you later. And she's like, Tommy, I would grow fucking old waiting for you to call me. Why am I gonna wait on you? And she's like, actually, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. And sends off her girls and she's like, I'm breaking up with you. This is final. Here is your relationship token back. And gives him back the bracelet that he gave her. Period. We love a girl that stands on business. So they go to the beach after that. They're like, she's living up her single life. She is checking out boys at the beach. She feels cute. She feels free. Her friends are making plans about the party. And she feels good. She feels good. And while they're making plans about the party, someone's eavesdropping. Who's eavesdropping? Fred. That's right. And Fred is like, Randy, I know what we are going to do this evening. And Randy is like, I'm doing nothing this evening. Life sucks. Did you forget that, Fred? And Fred's like, no, I think we're going. We're gonna go. And he's like, no. My friend's like, we're already at the party, bro. So later at this party, which is parentally supervised, we're parentally supervised. But, okay, anyways. Okay. So the teens are getting having a little fun, drinking a little soda pop, and that's when Julie sees him across the room, Randy. OMG, guys, the hottest guy she's ever seen. Allegedly. And Randy is high-key fucking with her. He was about to leave, but he's like, maybe we stay. So they stay, and Randy is chatting it up with Julie. Absolutely chatting it. And who sees this? Who sees this other than Tommy. Oh my god, why is he even here? Who fucking invited Tommy? Her friends invited Tommy. Her friends fuck with Tommy. Tommy's the coolest guy at the school. Oh, okay. Got it. My bad. Of course Tommy's there. So Tommy sees Randy fucking with his girl. Well, I mean, like, no longer his girl, but Tommy doesn't like the word no. And so Tommy is like, you have to leave. And Randy's like, make me. And so, unfortunately, Tommy and his goons legitimately punch him and then throw him out of the building. Not looking too good for Randy here, but pish, we move on. We move on. And Randy's out there plotting. He's planning. Randy is not a man to easily accept defeat. And he knows that there's a window in the bathroom. So he takes this knowledge, this wonderful knowledge, and he sneaks into the bathroom via the window. That's the entirety of his plan. So he throws himself into the shower and he's like, no one will find me in here. And he waits. And he was in there for so long and people were coming in, they were making out, they were doing their makeup, they were, you know, doing teen things in a bathroom at a party. What do you think they were doing in there? Honestly, so funny to watch, like, seriously annoyed kid punk Nick Cage just be annoyed at all these teenagers doing totally teenager things. His waiting pays off. His waiting pays off big time. And Julie walks into the bathroom all alone. Yay! So Randy makes the perfectly normal, rational decision to stand behind her in the mirror. And she's happy to see him. I'm so sorry, but if a man walked up behind me in a bathroom and stood behind me waiting for me to notice him, he's getting punched. Yeah, I don't care. That's gonna be reflexes. Don't you dare sneak up on me in a motherfucking bathroom. That is your own death wish. And he is like, you should get out of here with me. I can take you around the town, show you things you've never seen. And she's like, okay. And grabs her friend Julie. Fred, Randy, Stacy, and Julie, they all climb into Fred's mom's car and Randy drives off. He takes them through Hollywood, where he lives, the rowdy side of town, where all the punks live and all the gang members are. And all of them know and like Randy. And they're all shouting, hi, Randy! And they're driving through the town and Randy takes them to his favorite bar. But he's still a kid, so I don't understand, but I understand, but like also I don't get it. They hang out at this bar and they're like having a moment, Randy and Julie having moments, and Fred and Stacy are like also kind of on a date, and Stacy is obviously not really vibing with Fred, to be honest. She would rather be legitimately anywhere else than the sketchy side of town. She kind of seems, you know, like privileged white people kind of thing. And so after the bar, they, you know, Randy takes them to his favorite like cliff makeout spot or something. And Randy and Julie are like making out in the car. And Fred is legitimately chasing Stacy around the vehicle, like in circles. And she's like low-key enjoying herself. She's like, I want you to fucking stop. Like, Stacy, girl, I need you to make up your mind. And Julie ends up being with Randy all night long. All night long, oh yeah. So he drops her off in the morning and she like walks in and she's like, oh my God. And her mom and dad are like already awake and her mom's doing this like a weird ass yoga on the ground. And they're like, where have you been? She gave him some like fuck ass teenager excuse that they totally didn't buy, but they honestly didn't care that she was out all night, that she was home safely. Tired, she's gotta go get ready. She has work at her parents' sandwich shop later. So she's like, whatever the fuck's going on here, I gotta go, you know? And it flashes to her at work. Now she's working, you know, boring job, doing what she's gotta do. And who shows up? Who shows up? Take a guess. Time's running out. It's Randy. Randy is like, what's up? Like, you want to get out of here? And her dad's like, yeah, she does. Like, gives her daughter to Randy. And her mom's like, who's that? And he was like, oh, I think the guy she was out all night with. Like, her parents clocked her instantly. And the next set of scenes is, you know, your romance montage. They're doing cute things. They're going out together. She's obviously missing school. And about a week goes by of these cute moments of them being cute teenage sweethearts, you know, and it's pretty cute. I won't lie, it's pretty cute. It's a very fun little montage. But then we get a flash to school. So Stacy, Susie, and Lauren are all like coming down the hallway, and Tommy is like waiting for them, and he's like, hey, where the fuck has Julie been? And they're like, probably with that boy. And he's like, that boy? The one that I kicked out? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you know I'm the only one for her. You know I treat her so good. And her friends are like, yeah, we agree with you. No, fake ass friends, bro. Fake ass friends. And also, like, if you have eyes for only her, right? Like, why did you, like, assault somebody? Why did you assault one of her friends? That's what I want to know about, dick. That's what I want to know about. So Julie is like, you know what? I've been really neglecting my friends. Let me go. Sleepover party. Yay! And so they do the 80s sleepover party kind of thing. And they're talking and gossiping. And very quickly, it turns into her friends just pressuring her to break up with Randy. Because she should be with Tommy. Because it's social suicide not to be with Tommy. And then we get some weird, like, teen sex with, like, a guy we haven't seen before, like, just like one of the girls invites him over, and okay, but you know, obviously everything that her friends said like got into her head. So she goes home with like all of these thoughts, like, oh my god, am I doing the wrong thing? Like, am I punishing my friends, like being with Randy and everything? And she wants somebody to talk to. She needs a confidant. So she chooses her father. She feels close enough to him that he will give her real advice, and she sits down with him and she's like, hey, I really love Randy, but everybody wants me to be with Tommy, and like my friends are basically gonna leave me if I'm with Randy, and I don't want to lose my friends. And her dad handles this in such an amazing way. He, you know, like pulls up some old photos of himself, and he's like, you know, your mom still loved me even though I didn't look like a traditional person because he was a hippie. It's obviously her stepmom. She's like a younger woman. You know, he's like, she obviously still liked me too, and you know, like, it's not about the person's outside appearance, it's more about who they are that matters. And you know, that's some like really good fucking parenting, like gold star, here you go, like great dad moment, and so cute, and he's very emotionally vulnerable. And you know what Julie does with this information? She goes and she meets up with her friends the next day, and she's like, I'm breaking it off with Randy. Why did we even have a conversation then? Like, if you're not gonna take my advice, don't fucking ask for it. And her friends are like, you know, Tommy's the only one that can make you happy, yada, 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 yada. And she's like, okay, fine, me date Tommy then. And they're like, really? And Tommy appears out of nowhere and is like, really? I mean, let me sit down. And sits down, and he's like, you know, you wanna be with me, that's the only reason why you haven't told me to leave. And she stays silent, and he's like, say nothing if you want to date me. And she says silent. And he puts her collar back on, I mean her relationship bracelet, and claims ownership over Julie once more, who looks indeed miserable. So she goes home crying, sobbing, because of the decision she made, by the way, making herself miserable. And Randy shows up, and he's like, hey, I know we haven't been going out that long, but I love you, and that's what I came here to say, and I love you so much. And she's like, get off my fucking porch before I call the cops, essentially. What are we doing, Julie? Please. Randy leaves devastated, absolutely crushed. He just confessed his love and got the door slammed in his face. And I feel so bad for him here. But his next actions are so interesting. He proceeds to get shit-faced and then goes to the bar. Don't know where he got shit-faced at. That part's cut out. But he arrives shit-faced to the bar, and the guy's like, oh my God, just get in here. What the fuck are you doing? And he finds his ex, Sam, and she's like, oh, we're no good for each other. And he's like, but like, what about a one time for the one time? And she's like, okay. So they do it in this grungy bathroom area, or in the bathroom. And so they do whatever the fuck they do. I kind of skip past it because I'm not interested in watching all that. And that's not enough to heal the broken hole in Randy's heart. Randy's heartbroken, and that is not gonna fix it. So he leaves and he starts a fight, and he ends up in the alley next to the bar, and Fred is like, it's me, dude. You need to get over that bitch. She's a bitch. And Randy's like, no, she's my bitch. It's like essentially the scene. And so Randy makes an executive decision to get jobs at everywhere Julie and her friends go. Everywhere that they go. Everywhere that they regular. Diner? Boom. He's a waiter. Oh, at the movie theater? Boom. Ticket taker. He is everywhere.
Every morning you wake up, I'll be there. Every night at dinner, I'll be there. Every birthday party, I'll be there.
That's Nicholas. That is Randy. He's will be there. And when that doesn't get her attention, he sleeps in her yard. Now, does this all win back Julie's affection? No, it doesn't, obviously. And, sorry, wrong page. Okay. Randy is running out of hope. Running out of hope. So Fred is like, get dressed, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Don't worry about it. And now during this time, while they go do whatever the fuck they do, because it's all off screen, Julie is getting ready for prom dance with Tommy. And she's kind of dressed like a bride, but I know it's like an 80s like white thing, like they wear all white. But she looks like a child bride, and I can't ever unsee it. It looks disgusting to me. There is a scene because, you know, like her dad is like a very nervous person and like cares deeply for his kid. He's like nervously smoking a joint in the bathroom, and it's so funny. And I was like, that would be me. That would totally be me. I'll be like, oh my God, my kid's growing up. I was like, this is so fucking real. And so they leave. Tommy has rented a limo and they're on the way to prom dance. I don't know if it's a prom or just a dance, so I'm gonna say prom dance. It's one or the other. I mean, in these movies, they don't even make a really big distinction between the two, so whatever. But they have a semi-okay time, and Randy and Fred end up there, crashing the prom dance, obviously. And Tommy and Julie are going to be prommed king and queen. So they're backstage and they have their like crowns on. And Randy's like, I know what the fuck I'm going to do. I know what the fuck I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. And he sneaks backstage and he fucking crotch punches Tommy. And Tommy like falls over, obviously, because he's just been crotch punched. And he grabs Julie's hand and they make a run for it. Now Tommy's goons are everywhere and Tommy is also in hot pursuit. So after another scuffle, Randy fucking face plants this man into cake. Caked. he's been caked, and takes Julie's hand and they bound towards his limousine and take off in it. Take off in Tommy's limousine while he's been caked on the floor. Ah, cake boy, cake boy. I would be laughing so hard if I was there. I would have been making fun of his ass so hard. You just got dumped and caked. This movie was pretty cute, even though there was a couple of like weird parts. I would say that it's a pretty enjoyable watch. I had a lot of fun watching it. I bet you would have a lot of fun watching it. This is the movie I suggest starting with if you're gonna do your own Nicolas Cage watch, which I can't tell you if I recommend yet. 1 good movie out of 3 so far does not seem like a good rating. But, you know, I personally don't care also for the graphic teen sex shots. Those are very weird to me. I don't understand why that's like an 80s thing. I really just don't get it. But other than your standard 80s problematic movie vibe, it was pretty good. And it was directed by a woman, and we love women in this household. We love and support women in this household, obviously. So definitely give it a watch for that reason. Overall, I gave this movie a 2.5 rating when I first watched it, but like on revision, I think it's a solid 3. So we're gonna give it 3 stars and 4 nicks. 4 nicks. I think that's a pretty solid rating. I think it's pretty good. Nick was like pretty good in it. There was like a couple of times I wish he was like, I had a little bit more from him, but honestly, really solid for his first main lead, like carrying the emotional weight of everything. Like, but I think it was really good. I'm really proud of him with this one. I'm honestly really proud of him for this one. He was definitely a mostly convincing bad boy, a punk kid. He was like mostly convincing, and I feel like that's where Nicholas lives. Like Nick Cage lives in almost convincing. But thank you everybody for watching. Again, check out the description for the Discord and my Blue Sky if you want to follow along for live tweets of the movie. Other than that, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Love and peace, and I'll see you later. Bye!